Hi everybody, it's December 27th today, and this is going to be my final update for 2024. So I just wanted to touch on a couple things and just give an update for the vlog because this is the first time I'm saying hello to you since Masha has gone back to Canada. It was really emotional to say goodbye to Mom. We were so upset. We just did not want to say goodbye. I gave myself a whole week to just come to terms with that and spend time with myself. There was an adjustment period, and now I feel like over a week now since she's gone back home, and I feel like I'm back into a routine of being on my own in Wellington. There are a lot of things happening behind the scenes. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been tough. I am going through some really difficult things right now, and I have been for the last couple months been processing things that are very big decisions in the future progression of my life. I will update the vlog when I know more, but right now I want to focus this update on just talking about how I'm doing. I hope you had a good holiday festive season. I did want to briefly touch on the fact that I spent Christmas alone this year, which to me is not really a big deal, but I honestly think it's so hard for some people to spend big holiday stuff alone. And yes, it would have been nice to spend time with family, but I did have 4 weeks with my mom just before Christmas, so I didn't really feel the absence of family and tradition like I think some people do. And so I feel kind of lucky in that sense that I don't take it hard, but I know other people who, when they're away from family, they take it really hard, and that's something to acknowledge. So if you had a lonely Christmas this year, you were not alone. I also spent it by myself. I actually had a very productive day. Christmas just feels like any other day, and if I'm being completely honest with you, it doesn't faze me because Christmas to me is a snowy, cold climate as a Canadian, and the fact that it's summer and relatively warm, not so much in Wellington, but in general, New Zealand is in summer during Christmas. It just never feels festive to me. So anytime we have a Christmas, I'm kind of just like, it doesn't really feel like Christmas anyway. So yeah, I just feel for everybody out there, and I hope that you had a really good Christmas 2024. Going into 2025, I've really been thinking about doubling down on not buying stuff. I really try hard to follow that rule. I have succeeded with skincare and makeup. I have not purchased anything except my mother did bring me some things from Canada, so it's kind of like I found a loophole there. Like Masha brought it for me because it was from Canada, so it doesn't really count. But other than that, those technicalities, I have done so good at not buying makeup and skincare, and I'm carrying that through into 2025. Not gonna buy makeup and skincare or hair care products or body care products, and I'm gonna do my absolute best to also not purchase things like clothing. It's a big one. No homeware goods around the house, including candles and diffusers and stuff. Nuh-uh. And nothing for like appliances. Like I did buy an air fryer recently. I'm not gonna be buying anything like that. So actually I've been trying to downsize. I've been decluttering. The last 5 months I've been using Marketplace on Facebook to sell things. I've sold 13 items so far, and I've made about 650 New Zealand dollars from sales of things around my house that I just no longer needed anymore, ranging from boots and sandals to a fan and sunglasses to a rubbish bin even. I've sold so many random things, and I still have, I think, 15 things listed for sale. So I am really trying to downsize and get some money back for the items that I've purchased in the past that I no longer have any use for. I refer to my Marketplace listings as my part-time job because it really is. You have to know how to list the item, take good photos, make a good listing, negotiate sale, communication with buyers, and then of course the pickup and meetup, and it's always cash only payments and everything else. And I've made, yeah, $650 every time I make a sale. I feel really good. And also I wanted to talk about the hard news I got regarding my braces and Invisalign. I went to the orthodontist about 6 weeks ago now. We did a full rescan of my teeth. It's been 6 months now having Invisalign, so this is officially my 6-month update. My braces are going to be on way longer than I thought they would be. When I originally got a quote from my orthodontist, he said 8 months total, which would have taken me somewhere in January 2025 because I started treatment in June. That's what I had in my head the whole time, but of course that's an estimate. As I later learned, your teeth will move the way they want to, not the way they should, according to your treatment plan. So unfortunately that meant for me that when I got my rescan done and I went back in to get my new refinement trays, that's when my orthodontist finally told me that my treatment was actually going to be for 16 weeks of refinement, in addition to what we had already thought I would take. So I was devastated because when I found that news out, Masha was here And I had this plan of what I wanted to do in the new year, and now I'm stuck with my braces, which puts a wrench in my plans and also puts me in a hard financial position because I now have to be thinking about how to juggle things with braces and trying to figure out where I want my life to go and can I even stay in this apartment anymore. So there's some really big questions. I really thought that my braces were going to come off a lot sooner than 16 weeks. That's an additional 4 months on top of my original 23-week treatment plan. So it was gutting. I was so upset. I tried to put on a brave face in the orthodontist appointment, so I thought, but I was very upset and I walked home crying in tears. And when I came home to mom, I was just upset because I really didn't think that I would need an additional 4 months. And my teeth at the time, to me, they looked like, oh, you know, just a little bit of refinements. I was so chipper and optimistic about the whole thing because I was like, oh yeah, they're looking so good. I'm not going to need many refinements, maybe 2 months at the max. I was so naive. And yeah, so my treatment for the refinements is now going to take me up to the end of March at the minimum. And then once we get to the end of March, it may be even longer because, you know, we'll do another rescan and see how my teeth are looking. And it may be determined I need more refinements, which means longer with braces. Very hard pill to swallow. It was out of my control. It's all up to how my teeth move, which is pretty frustrating when you have to release that control over something that you wish that you could plan a little bit more for. So now I've had time to sit and process with that. And actually it's been 3 weeks since I got my trays installed. They had to put on all new button attachments to match my new trays. This is tray 4 of 16, so it is kind of going by quickly. And I have a new button right here on this tooth that I didn't have before because the first time I didn't have anything on the front 4. Now I got one there, but I was like, honestly, whatever it takes to get my teeth to be straight, I'm willing to have a button attachment on like an obvious tooth because I just want my teeth to move. And of course, since these are refinement trays, I am noticing that the changes I'm seeing every week, because I switch out trays once a week, they are so small. The refinements are tiny, but we are focusing on just closing up small gaps that needed more attention and teeth that were just stubborn and not moving appropriately. No elastics right now, although he did leave on my elastic attachments, which are the metal silver ones on my lower teeth, and there are notches on the top trays for potential use of elastics in the future, but he's like, that's up in the air. I can't confirm if you're going to need them. So I will say Invisalign just is not perfect, but I just didn't know that it was going to take that much longer for me because I actually had teeth that moved quite well. If you remember in the early updates of Invisalign, if you've been following my journey, I had really great teeth movement. My orthodontist was so happy with everything. And then all of a sudden it just went to like, I don't know, left field. And then I was needing 16-week refinement trays. So if I am a good case, I can only imagine people that have really stubborn teeth, how long they have to have Invisalign for. So Invisalign is not perfect. I think in some aspects, metal braces are more predictable and maybe require less refinements, but they require more time like up front, whereas Invisalign is quite fast, supposedly for some people. And I guess without further ado, this is my 6-month teeth update. This is what they're looking like. They are looking very straight and I do enjoy my smile. I really think that it's looking fantastic. Sometimes when I get down about how much longer I have to wear Invisalign, I just think about how far I've come. That is the update for Invisalign. I've been okay. I've been doing some reading. I've been going back to the gym. I've been experiencing a couple injuries though. Before I had a problem with my glute. Now on the same side, I have an issue with my knee. So I've had to lay off the cardio for a little bit just to recover. I don't want to create a long-term injury by pushing it too much. I had to actually self-medicate yesterday and ice it and elevate, and it was slightly swollen as well. So I don't know what's happening, but I need to make sure that I'm keeping my health in check. Like I don't want my body to be injured or unhealthy. So that's been a priority for me. I've also been reading a lot. I've been reading this one, just a fantasy, and it's okay, not my favorite. I just randomly found this in the library. I also found this in the library, The Lost Child. This was a historical book, just a quick one about the Titanic. And so I kind of kicked off and interesting research about Titanic. I was watching TikToks on the Titanic. A good read. I mean, it's a really tiny book, so I thought it was quite a good read. And then actually a book just came in that I had on reserves, so I have to go pick that up. I'm excited for that because I haven't had a book come up in reserves in a while. It's been quiet. That's why I got 2 books that I just randomly picked up. I'll see you guys in 2025, and maybe then I'll have some more updates for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!